Okay, hi guys. I did not rehearse this very much, so I'm kind of winging it. Hopefully this will be smooth. If you have any questions at any point, jot them down, email me, call me, text me, whatever. Like I said, I kind of have notes, but I want to make it quick too. So just let me know if I missed something or if you need something additional. The first thing is, what was planned was each of you will get one of these folders that has your name on it. This is your personal folder, so you take this with you to and from church. It stays with you, okay? Inside this folder, first there's these 2 pages on the right side. This is our guide handbook. I'm not gonna do a whole lot with it right now because when you get your folder, you can read it. One of the main things I want to talk about is at the top of page 2, it tells you where you guys are going to be meeting this year. So the 6th graders are going to meet up in the classrooms on the 2nd floor in the old side of the building. And everybody's bins, each of you gets one of these bins. These and any additional supplies for all the groups will be kept in the large classroom that's on the left side of the hallway. So when you're done for the night, please put your things back in that room. That way I only have to go to 3 places in the building to update everything rather than going to all 9 small group spots. So 6th graders in the large classroom, that's where you'll keep your things. 7th graders will keep their things in the choir room, which is right above our offices by the elevator. And you'll meet in those areas, and then the 8th graders will be in the fellowship hall. And your bins and supplies will be kept in the youth nook. It's labeled, you'll be able to see it. There's a counter and some cupboards. You guys know where that is. So that's the first thing. The next thing is the schedule. We're gonna be pressed for time this year because various people felt it was important that confirmation only be 1 hour. So we will only have from the end of worship lab, 6:45-ish to 7:45. Last year we had an hour and a half. So you're gonna have to keep moving at a pretty good clip. We're still gonna do the same things, build relationships in the beginning, be in a circle, do highs and lows, do your check-in with everybody. That is when you will do weekly announcements. You'll have a sheet in your folder in your bin that will list the weekly announcements from me. And this is just a way to keep in touch with the kids who aren't able to attend worship lab to make sure everybody's on their same page. So this is the one for the 25th, and it just goes through and tells you what types of things you need to remind the kids of. So you'll do that each time when you start for the night. Maybe wait a little bit in case some kids arrive late. Do this at the end of your small group time maybe. And then you'll start your lesson, which we'll get to in a minute. Teaching time is going to be a little bit different this year because Pastor Scott decided that he wants to spend as much time with the kids as he can. And we're short 1 teacher from what we originally had. We used to have 3, we now have 2, Ann Grimbergs and Pastor Scott. But Pastor Scott wants to teach 2 groups per night if needed, because since we've shortened the time, teaching time will only be 15 minutes. So he, several different nights, will teach from 6:50 to 7:05-ish, 1 group, and then he'll do the next group right after that. So sometimes you will start your night immediately with teaching, depending on his schedule. Some nights you'll start with small group and then go to teaching. And then at the end, you'll have a little bit of time to go back to your small group, close out, recite Micah 6:8, say a prayer, and just send the kids off feeling loved and ready for another week outside of church. Expectations and consequences, if somebody's missing a lot, let me know. I usually am able to look at your folders each week and check on that myself, but if there's ever any concern about anything, please come to me right away. Inappropriate behavior, try to discipline kids one-on-one as much as you can. You know, if somebody's having a hard time paying attention during teaching, just go sit with them. If they need to be removed from the room, do so in as discreet a manner as you can. If it continues, let Pastor Scott or I know, and we'll move forward and contact parents and go from there. The rest of this I think I'm going to talk about with the tote. You will form a small group covenant on the 25th, your first night of class. That's part of your lesson that night, is to do a covenant. You'll just have a discussion with everyone. Everyone gives input as to what is respectful and holy and faithful. Everybody agrees on what you put on that sheet of paper, and then everyone signs it, and then you have that in your group folder for the year to refer to if needed. Faith mentors. So for those of you that are new, we had a faith mentor program where it was older individuals in our church who wanted to have a relationship with kids, and they met with the individual groups 4 times a year. So we would have a faith mentor night, and each group would have their own faith mentors that were with them for all 3 years. And sometimes it was a lesson, sometimes it was a game, various activities. We weren't able to do faith mentors last year because of COVID. And this year, I tried to get as many as I could. I only have enough this year to do it with 7th and 8th graders. So as of right now, this is going to be a program that only works with the 7th and 8th graders. 6th graders, on those faith mentor nights on the calendar, I will have some sort of an activity for your group to do together. So that's still in the works. Our first night isn't until October 13th. So you don't really need to worry about it short term. 7th and 8th graders, your faith mentors may be the ones that you began with. They may not. I just really had trouble getting people to commit. So you'll see those are listed on your group list. So I think that's it for this guide handbook portion. Also in this folder, there's a schedule for the rest of this semester. It tells you who's teaching your night, where you're going to be for your teaching time, and what the topic is. We have a service night. That's when we do service projects for the whole time, and I run that. But I do need guides there to help me corral the kids. We also have a guest speaker, hopefully in November, that we will do. Thanksgiving Eve, no class. And then we have a music night, which is going to be led by Vince, because the kids seem to really enjoy learning about music, connecting music to their faith. So we're going to try that this year. The next sheet in your folder is just a list of your grade, the group leaders, the group student names, where you're meeting, and then your faith mentors for 7th and 8th graders. Next is your August 25th lesson plan. You can kind of read through that together that night. There's no prep involved. Everything you need will be in your tote and in your folder, which I'll get to in just a second. Then I also have the lesson plans ready for each of you for September 1st and September 8th. So you've got lesson plans in your personal folder through September 8th as of right now. And as I get those done, I will put them in your tote, and then you can grab them and put them into your folder. I'm trying to get them done as I go. I'm also writing the children's curriculum right now, so working as quick as I can. So that's your personal folder. Next thing is your tote. Everyone gets one of these. Has handles. Inside you've got markers, Kleenex, pencils, scissors, a ruler, dice, hand sanitizer, which I really recommend that we use when you get together, maybe when you come back from teaching. There's a Collaborate Bible. There's a folder just with blank paper. Sorry, not that one, this one. For when there's activities that you do in the workbook, we don't write in the books because they're too expensive to purchase every year. So you'll use scrap paper. whenever the kids do need to write something. And then finally is your group folder. So your group folder is going to stay in this tote because it is going to have all the records in it that I look at each week. So first of all, here is your covenant page. You guys will fill this out on the 25th. It's just blank. You can draw pictures, you can decorate it, everybody signs it. It's for you guys to reference. Behind that is another list of your grade with the groups, leaders, and kids, and where you meet. There's a schedule here in front. Next thing is your attendance. So you just mark who's here. That's just for me to kind of see, oh gosh, somebody's been gone 3 times, I need to call them, or things like that. So I just ask that you mark those each week. The next sheet is your worship notes. So it lists each child, and this is a 6th grade folder, so they have to do 12. So each time somebody gets one done, I write the date of the note. And so like when you have 6 done, there will be a date under each of these. And then when you have 12 done, you're done for the year. But we encourage kids to keep doing them. And quite honestly, it becomes a habit and they keep doing them even though they don't have to. This may be me. Sometimes I have someone else record them for me, but we will record them in ink because unfortunately we've had kids try to fudge things and make it look differently. Any questions with worship notes, just let us know. Next page is service opportunities. This is kind of the same idea. I'm asking everybody to do 2 separate opportunities, one inside the church, one outside the church. I'll just date them and kind of make a note of what they did. And then the 3rd column is the plunge. I don't know if those are going to happen or not, but it's there in case we are able to do one. We'll mark when somebody gets the plunge done as well. So these will be updated as frequently as possible. If I miss one, or if a child says, hey, I did this and I didn't get credit, you just let me know and we'll figure it out. Last page is their verse. It's just a big blank line. You can write out the verse. You can just put like Exodus 3:16 or whatever. I do sometimes like to put what version they chose it from because they're so different from different versions, and I just like to see what different ones the kids look at. But that's up to you. This is mainly just here for you guys and for the kids to remember. And then I haven't done this in the past, but I'm going to keep this each year so that they can refer back to it. And then when they get confirmed, I'm thinking that I'll do some sort of a card or something to display what their 3 verses were through the 3 years. So mainly just a record keeping thing here. Then in the back, there's a parent-student handbook for your reference if you need it, especially for the service opportunities. There's a really good list of different options in the back of this book if kids are having trouble thinking of something to do. Okay, so then this folder will also be where your weekly announcements are each week. I'll put them inside this pocket. You'll be able to whip it open and the announcements will be right there for you. Sometimes I think of things at the last minute. I make a post-it and stick it there. So this is your and my way to communicate, your group and myself. If you have something personal that you want to let me know of, then email me, text me, call me. But this one can be the way that your group communicates with me, or you as guides communicate with me, is this folder. And like I said, we will keep this folder in your tote. So just make sure that you always get it back in there so that I can do my record keeping and whatever during the week. And then they'll be back in your room for you to get on Wednesday night when you get here. The last thing is I will get your group members' contact information to you as soon as I can. We're still waiting for some Google Forms to come in. So I'm going to wait until I have everybody's in each group. And then I will give you their name, their parents' names, contact info like email address, phone number. So that way if you want to check on somebody yourself or you want to send them a card or whatever, you'll have that information in that group folder, and you're welcome to use that as needed. I think that's it. So I'm going to end this video here, and then I'm going to do a lesson plan video separately. For 7th and 8th grade guides, you guys have been in the curriculum, so you kind of know how it works. So it's mainly for 6th grade guides, but if you want a refresher course, please feel free to watch. Thank you. Like I said, let me know if I forget anything, and I will see you on the 25th. Take care.